Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis for Sunday, June 4th, 2017. We got a really rough time coming up ahead of us over the next 2 months. I'm going to start talking about it now. Expect a lot more details in the near future with the user-activated soft fork with ASIC boost. The background noise that you hear is the rain. But I will turn on my camera during Q&A because I don't want to share my screen because I'll need my screen in order to see questions. So once again, thank you, Rich, for helping me out. Excuse me, for helping me out with the questions. All right, let's just go ahead and get started. My website, oh God, I'm going to need like an entire week of no work in order to update my website. And I really need to do that because people are starting to go to that website for information. So that's also on a top priority list for me coming up these days. All right, let's just jump right into traditional markets. I've been very bullish the stock market, and rightfully so. Friday was another all-time high for the S&P. The last 2 days of the S&P have been absolutely incredible. We are breaking all-time highs. I have absolutely no target for the S&P, but it's going up, and I expect it to continue to go up. Okay. Oh, did I forget the weekly S&P? That's strange. Oops. All right, let me open that up real quick. SPX weekly. And things are loading faster up here in my cabin than in my New York City apartment. Here's the weekly, and man, broke through that double top resistance. Right, the moment we went to a double top, I immediately became bullish, right? And now my next target is all the way up here. We're talking 2650. I would be surprised if we got to it this year, but then again, maybe I wouldn't be surprised. S&P 500 is going up. It managed to continue going up through the sell in May and go away view, meme, I guess. And yep, things can stay rational for a while, and there you go. All right, let's close the market. Here's the weird part, right? When the market slowly goes up, gold usually goes down, but that is not what's happening here. Okay, I expected this bounce in gold to end, and we go back down. Clearly, that didn't happen. There was a lot of conflict here. We had a bullish ascending triangle, and the target for that triangle is right at the double top. And if we do get to the double top, we're probably going higher, which becomes an interesting situation. Okay, so let's see what happens. Here's how I'm reading into it, right? If the stock market is going up and gold is going up, something has to be going down. Where is the money coming from, right? Usually things are rotating. Real estate seems to be still going up on average, okay? Slowing down, but still slowly going up. So that tells me that people are very scared of the bond market, okay? And that's really bad for government, really bad for government. People are trying to protect themselves against a crash in bonds, and they are buying up the stocks and they are buying up gold. I personally think stocks have a much better upside than gold does, but I could be wrong, okay? I have always been looking for sub 1,000 gold. I have not yet stepped away from that view, but this is interesting here, right? Last week ended above the trend line for the first time in a long time. So if we can hold above this trend line, preferably above this Fibonacci line, I will then be bullish gold all the way to up there, looking for a pullback and then eventual break. So if we break out, get here, pull back, break out above this line. Once gold breaks out above 1,400, then I become bullish gold. long term. For now, I'm on the edge of becoming bullish gold medium term, and I kind of have to be bullish gold short term, but on a tight leash. But once we get back here, the double top means we're going higher. So I'm starting to slowly reconsider my sub 1,000 gold, but not yet. Yeah, we can close gold. Okay, oil. Well, not good. I'm still looking at, I drew that channel a few weeks ago, and let's keep it that way. I mean, I'm still looking for lower oil prices. I don't see much use in oil. Let's see if we can stay in this channel. Done with oil. Nothing more to add. Euro, I drew these bullish arrows. I mean, once the RSI goes overbought, once we get to this line, it's again, if we get to this line, I think we're going to go up to sucker in the maximum amount of people, and then we're going to meet this 200-week moving average, and then it will be all she wrote. So some more, some bigger dead cat bounce in the euro because of the French election and the upcoming German election, but I mean, to me, the euro currency will not survive. And they're doing this stupid thing now with government bond tranches, just like they did in the real estate market in the US in 2004, 5, 6, 7, and then it all fell apart. That's what they're doing. So maybe they bought themselves like a year, but I don't even think they bought themselves that much. Probably they bought themselves about 6 months, I'm guessing. So we'll see. Let's see how far we can get in 6 months, and then I'm going to be ultra bearish. I'll definitely be trading this. The higher this goes, the more confidence I have in my short trade. This is great. All right. And the same thing against the pound. The pound, the UK just had those terror attacks. Very, very unfortunate. And let's see. We got this double top here. Now that we're here, we're probably going higher. This arrow probably did not materialize. I'm probably going to leave it for now. Let's see if we can get to this double top and then go above that. We might. But I still think the long-term outlook for the pound is better than the long-term outlook for the euro. Also keep in mind, right, this is important. Now that the UK is not controlled by the unelected European Union politicians, once they completely cut the cord from the European Union, they can do whatever they want. So they don't have to listen to the European Union to let all of these refugees in or whatever. The European Union will the United Kingdom will finally be in control of their own freaking laws. And they can set whatever laws they like. And if they want more safety, they can make laws for more safety because they are in control of their own laws. This is what people don't understand about the European Union. All the countries that join that European Union, you give up the right to make your own laws. Now, in some cases, that's a good thing. If you feel that your politicians aren't capable of making good laws and you rather outsource making of the laws in your little country to some joint power, then fine. Then you have a reason to want Brussels to make laws in your country. But usually it doesn't make it better, okay? Especially if you have a democratic government, then you can actually elect your own people, though anybody you elect will ultimately become corrupt. I mean, look, there's lots of problems with politics. There's lots of problems with, people setting rules for your country. But there are bigger problems letting people from other countries that are unelected setting rules for your country, okay? That's worse. So I applaud what the UK did. They need to go ahead and finish the job, which they seem to be kind of dragging their feet on. Anyway, all right, European rant over. Let's save this and close it. All right, I got the Bitcoin fairly quickly. That's got to be some kind of a record here. Okay, so here's Bitcoin. So I don't care that Ethereum is up another 850% from last month. Is completely irrelevant to me. Someone just pointed out that the market cap of Ethereum is now greater than the market cap of Bernie Madoff's funds, because I see them ending the same exact way. So good luck with that. I only care about Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is, to my surprise, doing amazingly well, like scary well. Like there is nothing in this chart. There's nothing in this weekly candles chart that signals an immediate crash in prices. Nothing. I mean, unless you're guessing, right? I mean, if you're going to guess, which I kind of did August, right? I got that guess almost right 3 years ago. So unless you're guessing on when this thing will end according to time, it's really impossible to guess where it's going to end according to price. Because according to price, things can always go higher, and they can end on a dime. So this giant wick that was scaring me is almost completely erased. This candle is going to close in about 6 hours. The closer this candle ends to the top of the candle, the stronger we are going into next week. So that's basically the weekly view here. Here is the daily view. I really should zoom in. There is lots of interesting things going on in those daily candles, but I kind of have a long scale view of the daily candles. And you may not realize this, but look, we're still like $200 below all-time highs. This is Bitstamp, by the way. But we've already closed for 3 days above the previous daily close. And that is incredibly bullish, right? The daily close and the weekly close matters just as much as the intraday high. In fact, more so, because Bitcoin in general is not very liquid. So some idiot who wants to buy Bitcoin and is impatient can blow through the book. And that doesn't actually mean that Bitcoin was ever really worth 2,700. It just means that some moron wanted to overpay to buy the Bitcoin. And he spiked the price to 2,700. That doesn't really matter. What matters is at least the daily close or the daily average, which no one really even does. I actually haven't pulled up the Brave New Coin Liquid Index in a while. Maybe I should. Let me see here. BLX. I think it was daily midterm. Oh man, I really need to update this chart. It updates daily, it updates end of day, but today has been a pretty, oh, nope, not this one. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, that's the one. Wow, that was my initial arrow, and when I drew it, people thought I was crazy because I drew it, back in the beginning of the year. I said we'd bounce around this line, and then here's this green arrow, and we perfectly matched this arrow, and the damn thing just kept going. Yeah, so look at the Brave New Coin Liquid Index. It only has the price of yesterday's, which is at 25.41, which is almost the price we are right now. And look, the index has now closed 1, 2, 3 days above the previous close. This is incredibly bullish. Like, look, we can crash, of course, but it's bullish. I don't know when. Look, my God, look at that. It's incredible. Yeah, the RSI is starting to come down a bit, but that's okay because things can stay irrational for a while. And don't forget, like someone also just informed me that the BATS scam token is now trading at 10x of what 85 people managed to buy it at, right? So I don't know, people are crazy. It's insane. Anyway, so that's looking good. And don't forget this yellow line, right? Like I drew this yellow line back when the price was at like 2,500. And I said, if we crash right here, this was going to be my buy point. I didn't actually buy. I don't trade Bitcoin. Everybody knows that. I just hold the damn thing. And that came out to be perfect. You could have timed it. You had about 3 or 4 hours, and then boom, went all the way back up. Maybe more than 3 or 4 hours, about a quarter of a day. So that was a pretty damn good call. More luck than skill. But anyway, yeah, so same thing here, right? Pretty much same line at the top, at this top, run it across, and boom, you only had the intraday. So you only had half a day to a quarter of a day to pick it up right here. And same thing here, we are now having new high close. The weekly is gonna have a brand new high close. These are all bullish. Look, I understand that Bitcoin is about to go through some problems, and I'm gonna talk about these problems. But technicals are bullish. I can't deny that, right? Let's talk about the hourly chart. This is actually getting a little bit, you know what? Let me open, oh man, do I really want to go there? I don't want to go there. So I've been tweeting, right? And the scary part is, when I sent the tweet out with this green arrow, the price was literally right here. If you guys can see it, maybe I'll zoom in. I can always zoom out. Let me zoom in. Let me make these bigger. I'll zoom out later on. Next time I tweet, I'll need to match it out. Here's what's scaring me a little bit. If you go back to my Twitter, you know what? Let me even do that now. Here's my Twitter, right? So here's what's starting to bother me a little bit. Yeah, I pretty much got everything right. So so you see when I tweeted this out, look here. You see how it's falling down to this line right here, and I put this green arrow? I tweeted this out within an hour, not even an hour, within, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes. I look at the price of Bitcoin, and this was the arrow, by the way. So I zoomed in right here. So look at this picture. It's falling, falling, falling right here where these yellow lines meet. And then I tweet this out. That's that red, it's that red candle right there. Within minutes, the price bounces up and goes up to my green arrow. Then I send another tweet. And I tweet these randomly, guys. It's when I look at it that I'm like, oh yeah, it looks like I should send a tweet out. Then I sent this guy out I meant to send this out like earlier in the day. I meant to send this out like 3 to 4 hours earlier, but I was just busy. I meant to tweet this out and take a screenshot before the yellow line got crossed. But I did it right after the yellow line crossed. I was actually mad at myself. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I'm late. I was supposed to tweet this out like when Bitcoin was still like $30, $40 cheaper. I just got busy. And again, within minutes, it continued to go up. Then it came back and pulled back and went all the way back to my target. I'm not sure if I tweeted out the pullback. Did I tweet out the pullback? Let's see. I did tweet out the pullback. No, I didn't. I didn't tweet out the pullback. I wanted to, but again, got busy. But then yesterday, I've already noticed, I'm like, oh my God, the moment I send the tweet out, the price does exactly what I expected. And this has happened prior to this. And then I sent this tweet out last night, and I look at the price not even 5 minutes later. You see this big red candle hitting the blue? And I wanted to take a screenshot a few minutes earlier where it was literally at the bottom. And I put this big green arrow. Within 5 minutes, that's how that candle ended, and it just like freaking shut up the rest of the night. And I'm not that good, guys. I'm not that good. And this leads me to believe that perhaps someone with a big enough, I guess big enough trading account is really paying attention to my tweets. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Or don't forget, if someone with a really big account is watching my tweets and is exactly making my predictions come true, that person may be smart enough to sucker everybody in. and then I make a call that everybody jumps on because now my following is getting kind of big. I have 270 viewers right now. I'm probably not going to break the 400 viewers I had on Wednesday. But if someone is timing my tweets and immediately writing the price, they could be suckering people in, and they will completely do the opposite of what I predict one of these days, making me look like a complete idiot, but I don't mind. I don't care. I said Ethereum was never going to go back to $2. Shows you how my predictions work out sometimes. I just call them like I see them. And so just keep that in mind. I just want to, again, if I see something, I say it, right? I inform. This is why you guys come to my channel, right? If I see some kind of a pattern, I let you know, and anyone else can, do whatever they want with the information. So we're now back above this line, and it's looking pretty good. And I see nothing but highs again. But I did just want to point out that lately I've been noticing that the moment I send a tweet, things work out like unreasonably well to my expectations. And I'm not that good, guys. If I was that good, I'd be a billionaire, right? Like, I'm just not. But now I also tweeted in that tweet, if you look, I said, boom, there's your double top. And this kind of double top is ripe to get taken out to the upside. And now we're back there again. So now we're back. Oh, I'll get to Litecoin in a minute, by the way. Now we're back here again. So if this was a bubble, top, and I don't want to, again, I'm sharing my full screen. I don't have multiple monitors. I don't want to expose some of my other pictures. So I'm not going to open it up. But normally I would open up, the standard, theoretical bubble, and you have this crash, and then you have this return to range, and then you have the actual crash. You don't come back to return to range 2 additional times. That doesn't happen. The market is not accommodating the bulls to give them multiple chances to get out. This is going to sucker in those that are scared. And I am expecting higher prices. We're going to go back to this high, and we're probably going to break it, okay? Let's talk about why that is, right? So why are people buying up Bitcoin in the middle of this controversy over a potential hard fork and split in 2 and the user-activated soft fork and all this continued scaling debate? So one of the reasons is because a lot of the new people have no freaking idea what's going on. And they're just going to go and buy it. I mean, the news is not going to tell them what I'm telling you now. And no one on Bloomberg, no one on CNBC, no one is interested in asking my opinion and going on TV and explaining what Bitcoin really is. They would rather talk to, people that believe in Ethereum and, Dogecoin and, whatever, God knows what else. Blockchain will, solve global warming, which I don't even believe in, but that's a different story. Story for another time. So, I mean, I believe in climate change. I just don't think man have all that much to do with it. Again, I need to do a crypto scam on that, on man-made climate change. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. So a lot of people are buying this stuff. And one of the reasons why Ethereum and Litecoin and all this other nonsense is going up in value is because Bitcoin is too expensive for people. They feel like they've missed out, and they have a chance to, triple, quadruple their money faster with shitcoins. And they do until they don't, okay? So that's one of the reasons why a lot of these altcoins are appreciating faster than Bitcoin. And for Ethereum, you need it to buy other Ponzi's. Litecoin's a special case. I'll get to Litecoin in a minute. So the other reason is, here's the thing, right? If 20 to 25% of real miners. We're talking Bitfury. We're talking, you know, something with weight. Even like a Bit Club, you know, Slush Pool. I mean, Ant Pool is, you know, I'm not even like, they're not going to signal for BIP148. But if we can get 20 to 25% of mining power onto this stuff, onto BIP148 and SegWit, then things will be looking good, but there's still a chance of a fork. There's still a chance of two coins. And when that happens, people are going to be scared to use their Bitcoin the first half of August. People are going to be hesitant to buy Bitcoin the first half of August. I know I'm not going to buy any Bitcoin the first half of August until the shit resolves itself. So that means, okay, you have to realize what that means. That means that a lot of people are going to want to buy their Bitcoin before August 1st because they're not going to risk buying it afterwards. And if you think you're being smart by selling your Bitcoin now and buying it cheaper after August 1st, you may end up in the same situation as this panic right here, where people were, oh my God, there's going to be a fork. I'm going to sell now, and I'm going to buy it cheaper when I know what's going on. But by the time you know what's going on, the price is already out of control to the upside, right? So the same thing can happen. If you think you're being smart right now to sell your coins to those that want to buy them, in order to, because they know they're going to have a problem buying them after August 1st. They may not even know what coin to buy. So they're buying them now to hedge themselves by having coins on all possible forks, okay? This is one of the reasons why the price is going up, I think. It helps, definitely, plus all the new people coming in. Plus, if you saw Tour de Meester's tweets, he was tweeting about the darknet report that came out, and Bitcoin is more popular than ever in the darknet markets. I mean, there's underlying usage. Again, go back to my website, Google the word use cases, right? And you will end up with an article from, like, again, years ago, well, year and a half, where I talk about all this, right? Why Bitcoin is useful and nobody understands it, okay? So check that out. Top use cases for Bitcoin. All right, let's get back to Bitcoin here. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I'll get to the user activated stuff in a second. Let me briefly talk about Litecoin, okay? So Litecoin also got a bit out of control, and I'm the biggest idiot of them all. Back over here at the very bottom, I remember being on Bitcoin Meister talking with Vinny Lingham, and I know Blake joined and some other people joined, where I was saying, how come all these other shitcoins are pumping and Litecoin is the only one deserving of a pump? And boom, there goes Litecoin. I still don't have any Litecoin. I don't plan to have any Litecoin. I'm committed to Bitcoin. And it pulled back. I'm not going to talk about the technicals here, but it's pulled back far enough. It might be gearing up for one more push. Looking at the daily, this is a little bit worrisome. If it does go below this yellow line on a daily close, I should probably raise this line a little bit. It was a little hard to draw this line. We're right on the edge here, so I am expecting Litecoin to go up. By the way, thank you, private clients that called me up, wanted to talk to me about Litecoin. There was more than one of you, and this is one of the reasons why I'm updating. Not only you guys, because you basically used the tone-based consulting service at 0.1 Bitcoin per hour, and a lot of people want to talk about Litecoin. And in a way, this is actually interesting. It's a bit fascinating and kind of scary as a Bitcoiner, to be honest with you. And I'll get to that again in a second. So I am looking for Litecoin to bounce. Now, of course, I could be wrong. I'm not going to buy Litecoin here, but I am technically, it's ready to bounce. Now, of course, this is against Bitcoin, and I just explained why Bitcoin's going up. But if we fall below this line, Litecoin could definitely come down to its 200-day moving average. So right now we're watching it like a hawk. Here's the more important part. I tweeted out this triangle. By the way, those that called me for Litecoin consulting, they had this triangle earlier. Okay, you know who you are. Okay, so I put this triangle together a couple of days ago. So plenty of time to get in here. And even though this triangle, and I finally tweeted it out because the triangle was coming to the peak. And I think this triangle is bullish. Now, just because Litecoin can go up in dollar terms, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to go up in Bitcoin terms. These are very different things, okay? Because some people would use Litecoin to hedge Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin transactions are not happening in early August, then Litecoin could be useful. And I'll give you the biggest example that, again, I gave the heads up to some people on the phone. And I'm not pumping Litecoin here, guys, okay? I'm not. I don't have any Litecoin. I have no position here. You don't have to believe me. I could have moved all of my Bitcoin to Litecoin. I mean, you believe what you want. But if I'm thinking something, I'm going to tell you. And if you call me and actually pay for me to think about it, I'm going to come up with some of these ideas early. I don't just sit there and think about Litecoin. But if someone forces me to think about Litecoin, I'm going to think about it. And the biggest Litecoin usage I personally have come up with is the fact that a lot of gambling sites, especially poker sites, pay out the winners in Bitcoin. And the operators of these sites couldn't care less about the politics. They have a duty to the users of their website to get them their money in the cheapest, simplest way they can. They have migrated to Bitcoin. And the people using those sites are gamblers, okay? And if Bitcoin transactions are taking a pause in early August, it only makes sense for them to pay out these people in an altcoin. I hate to be the guy, explaining this. But again, those that are paying me to think, I will think. And I gave them the heads up ahead of time in that I don't see why a gambling website like a poker site wouldn't preemptively load up on some Litecoin or buy Litecoin in order to pay out their gambling winners and then let those people do whatever they want. It's their job to get those people their money in as close to USD as possible, in the most stable currency there is. They're not going to use freaking Ethereum, okay? I hope not anyway, for their sake. Because that thing will definitely hard fork, and that blockchain is getting out of control, and their transaction fees are going to be bigger than Bitcoin's within 3 to 6 months. So Litecoin makes sense. It makes perfect sense, okay? So there is some utility there that may happen if Bitcoin transactions, if people are scared because Bitcoin is hard forking. This is another reason why Bitcoin shouldn't hard fork and why everyone should be supporting BIP148, the user-activated soft fork. So this is why I think Litecoin may, not should, may go up in price, okay? So I think that's enough Litecoin talk. I'm actually going to close these charts because I don't want to be thinking about Litecoin unless, again, I'm like hurting my Bitcoin position here. But hey, I work for you guys. I work for those that are donating tips, and I work for those that are actually want to have an unbiased 1 hour conversation. By the way, you're not limited to an hour. You can do 30 minutes. You can do an hour and a half, multiple hours. What you hear behind me is the rain. Weather isn't so good. I'm going to turn on my camera in a minute. I'm indoors, not outdoors. But you'll be able to see outdoors through the window. Okay, so where was I? So August 1st is the big date. I was expecting August 14th to be the big date. My August 14th date was in print back in August of 2014, right here, August 31, 2014, in the Cointelegraph blockchain. It's right there. It's been, I wouldn't exactly call the Cointelegraph blockchain immutable because I personally witnessed articles being edited. This one, however, wasn't. And there you go. So I don't know what's going to happen August 14th. I really don't. I'm happy I got the damn month right because August will be the biggest month in the history of Bitcoin. I strongly believe it. It will be make or break. I'm going to hold into it. I can't tell you. People are asking me, Tone, what's the price before and after August 1st? Guys, don't ask me that question. I don't know. I have no idea. Nobody does. No, Cliff High don't know shit either, okay? Nobody knows what the price of Bitcoin will be on August 1st at 7 a.m. No one knows what it's going to be on August 2nd. No one knows what it's going to be on July 31st. All I can do at this point is take it week by week. I have my views as to whether Bitcoin is going to pump into August or is it going to sell off before August. But it's too early to even tell if it's going to pump into August 1st and then sell off, or is it going to sell off before August 1st? Am I going to sell some Bitcoin? I don't know. If it depends on the price of Bitcoin in the middle of July. If the price of Bitcoin in the middle of July is $3,000 to $4,000, I may consider selling some, and then I got a problem. How the hell am I going to do it? Because I don't have any exchanges. I don't have any accounts. Okay. If the price of Bitcoin is all the way down to 1,500, I'm probably going to take my chances and I'm going to wait and see, because it can triple overnight, okay, if everything goes smoothly. So I'm going to make additional videos because I need to. Like I said, I canceled my travel plans this summer. I'm going to stay home in order to prepare for this Bitcoin roller coaster that's coming in August. I want to set up my node. I want to signal for user-activated soft fork BIP148. I want to set up my miner. I want to set up my Trezor. I got it right next to me. It's still in the box. I have a Ledger. I think I have a Ledger Nano on the way. I don't even remember what I'm buying now. I'm like spending money buying this equipment and others. So and I will tell you where I'm getting this stuff, by the way. And I'm gonna put links in the description. Okay, so let's just finish up screen share. Do I even want to bother? Do I really want to bother? Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Ethereum, $850. Come on, give it to me. I can't wait to see this fallout. It's going to be massive. Oh, wow. This website's taking its time. Uh-oh. What happened there? Okay, there, Ethereum, 230. Bitcoin, 2,500. Ripple's not even a crypto coin. Dash just doesn't go away. Monero, yeah, so it's anyway. So here's my Bitcoin price. I take the Bitcoin price and I multiply it by the percentage. Okay, so if you want to know how much I think Bitcoin is worth, you take 2,500 and you multiply by 0.445. That's my monthly tweet about the Bitcoin maximalist price. Okay. One last note before I get to questions. Here are the must-read articles. I'm going to be putting these articles in the descriptions of my videos. I'll try and update this one ahead of time, but I may not because I'll try and update it like right now after I'm done with the video. This is a must-read from Luke Dash Jr. I don't know if he has an update to this. This is a very good read written by Jimmy Sung. Bitcoin user-activated soft fork and skin in the game. Also check out the World Crypto Network, and Thomas Hunt is leaving that little photo. And the last Bitcoin group 144, where we talked about the user-activated soft fork. Also check out this guide from We Use Coins on BIP148, the beginner's guide to the user-activated soft fork. Very good. Watch the video with Trace Mayer and Jeff Berwick. Don't watch the last 15 minutes. Just watch, the first 45 minutes. Here's a good article by Kyle Torpy, market-based Bitcoin soft forks. There was another really good article. Oh man, I gotta get to it. Vinny Lingham even tweeted it out. I'll add it. I'll add it to stuff. Okay, so. I'll do that after. So where did I get my Trezor and Ledger? Crypto HW wallet. Okay, they were sold out. They're just getting inventory back. So Crypto HW wallet, I may or may not have an affiliate code. I don't even care to profit. I'm not looking to profit from it. It would just be nice. It would just be nice to know how many people I sent to that website, not only for the website purposes, but for out of my curiosity, mostly, because just curious, okay? Just out of curiosity, it's always good to know where your business is coming from. So Crypto HW wallet is where I got my Trezor, and the ledger is, I believe, is on the way, okay? So there you go. There's a little plug. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute when it comes to the hardware wallets and also for the miner, okay? So this is the miner that I got. It's a Canon. It's an Avalon miner. So I've been in touch with them, and this is the miner that should be on the way to my house soon. I have no clue how to mine, guys. None. I've never mined. I've always said it was stupid. But now it's necessary. And oh man, I'm already going 45 minutes. I wanted to get to your Q&A. I always felt that mining was dumb unless you're a specialist. Unless you're a specialist, I always thought it was a losing battle. But I don't know how many people, Kyle can vouch for me, Kyle Torpy, because he wrote an article. In San Diego, December 2015, I was on a panel with Brock Pierce and other VCs. And that was the famous article. Hold on, let me go to my blog, publications. Where is Tone Vase? It would have been December of 2015. Man, I'm in the news fairly a lot. December 2016. Man, that was a while ago. December 2015, Tone Vase down the blockchain meme. There you go. So I was on this panel, and there are several things we talked about. This is where I said R3 is not a blockchain and they're garbage, and all they can do is hire failed Bitcoin developers. And then, Mike Hearn is there. So this is the article. So what this article didn't mention was what I talked to the audience on that panel about the future of mining. So the question was, hey, so what happens when there's no more mining reward? How is the mining network going to be sustained? Who will be mining if, your mining rewards are very, very small after like 6 more halvings? And what I said was, well, think about it. How many of you are paying for a gym membership that you almost never go to? Look, a lot of people pay for something just to have it, right? So the future that I envisioned was that in 10 to 15 years, people and companies would be so invested in Bitcoin that they would be mining Bitcoin at a loss to support the network. This was my view 10 years down the line. And I was wrong. That is August 1st. As of August 1st, it's time to start mining at a loss to protect your Bitcoin position, okay? I have a Bitcoin position. I like my Bitcoin position. It's my future retirement. It's the majority of my life savings at the moment, which may not be much, but it's my life savings. And it's time for me to protect it. No one is going to protect it for me. It's time for me to get serious and protect it myself. That's why I'm getting a miner, okay? And even if I never recoup the money for that miner, I know why I'm mining. I'm mining to protect my segregated witness coins, because the fork that I'm going to care about is the one that has only segregated witness and not 2 megabyte or 8 megabyte blocks, okay? Because I also like the ability of running my own node, and I don't want to buy an 8 terabyte hard drive to keep the history of the blockchain, okay? Because in about a year, that's how much space you're going to need to maintain the Ethereum blockchain, okay? It's probably going to be that big by then. That sucker is growing exponentially at a much bigger factor than Bitcoin is, okay? So keep that in mind. So that time is now to start understanding what you're doing and protecting it, okay? And I am planning to make these videos about how to set up your node, how to point that node to BIP148, how to set up your SPV phone wallets to point to that node, how to set up a Trezor, okay? All right, I think I've answered all of the questions. Well, almost all of them, sorry. Well, I actually haven't gotten to your question. I think I answered all of my own questions. Let me go back to Twitter for a second. So I know I can be controversial, and that's one of the reasons why I don't care. So I know this picture may come to haunt me one day in the future, but you know what? I don't care, okay? I'll deal with the consequences, okay? And what I would love for someone to explain, this was the original picture with the wording, and then I wanted to add a little bit of context, okay? So then I tweeted this out. As you can see, I'm wearing those same exact clothes. This is what I was doing all day. I was also wearing these clothes. That's why I was drinking a beer during the Bitcoin group. I was relaxing after literally chopping wood and ripping out trees. I can show you a video of that one. And there you go. There's the before picture, the after picture, okay? I want a little bit of context, okay, as to why I then decided to go ahead and take this picture and say I am using all of the tools in my cabin in the woods of Pennsylvania to protect my Bitcoin, okay? That's where the miner is going to be. It's like 10 to 20 degrees cooler up here, and it makes way more sense to keep a miner up here than in my New York City apartment. All right, and that's the controversy. Here's a potentially troubling thing that I was going to say. I send out these tweets literally 10 minutes apart. What I think about the price of Bitcoin and what I think about the price of Litecoin. What's a little troublesome to me is that the Litecoin tweet got twice as much activity. Impressions, 11,000. Engagements, 1,200. Here's the Bitcoin tweet. Impressions, 7,000. Engagement, 749. Retweets, 30. Retweets, 15. Replies, 13. Replies, 4. Likes, 95. 55. I don't know what this means, guys, but it's something that is undeniable, that my tweet about Litecoin got a lot more engagement than Bitcoin. It's also a little troubling. Bitcoin needs segregated witness. Enough of this bullshit of political reasons preventing technological advancements. This is why I will... I know I joined the user-activated soft fork BIP148 a little bit late. I'm behind Samson. I'm behind Whale Panda. I'm behind Mr. Hodl. I'm behind, you know, a lot of other, Luke Dash Jr. By the way, Luke Dash Jr. being so on board is one of the reasons that makes me confident that the technology is sound and that it's relatively safe. Okay. I trust Luke Dash Jr. You know, maybe not with how old the planet is, but I trust Luke Dash Jr. when it comes to technology. Okay, so it needs to get done, and I will make sure I am one of the loudest voices for the user-activated soft fork for BIP148. And if it doesn't work, then I will face the social consequences of that, just like I will face the social consequences of this picture. By the way, I love this picture by Dennis way more than my original picture. So if you're gonna, use this anywhere, please use this one. I like it much better. And please, Dennis, by the way, thank you for rephrasing the tweet. I don't want this to seem like I'm aggressing against anyone. I want this to be used for defensive purposes. Just like in my tweet, I wrote that I was protecting my node and the network, okay? And those that are unhappy with this picture and what it symbolizes, please explain to me how I am in violation of NAP. And I would love to hear this. And for those that don't know what NAP is, that is the non-aggression principle, okay? Because where I'm living right now, if you don't have these things, you should be 100 miles away, okay? I have more than this, by the way, but I don't really want to, I'll be in enough hot water with these tools, all right? But if someone can explain to me where I am in violation of NAP or why you are offended, I would love to hear it. I actually am. I actually would love to hear it. Okay, so I think at this point I've said everything I wanted to say. Let me stop screen share, and I'm gonna flip on my camera so I can. How we doing on live viewers? 360, beautiful. I'm gonna turn on my camera. There we go. And here's what I wanted to say. So look at my shirt. Okay. Don't trust, verify. All right. And if I turn around, you know, because it's hard for me to turn around for the camera, but maybe I can. I don't know if you can see that symbol right there, but the back of my shirt says Blockstream on it. Oh, can you guys hear me? My mic went away. The back of my shirt, this shirt is made by Blockstream, okay? Because whatever gets printed, whatever RBTC says about me, assume it's out of context and assume it's the complete opposite and go back to the original source, okay? Blockstream is still one of my favorite companies in the crypto space, all right? So what I was going to say was don't trust, verify, right? So I showed you the website where I'm getting the miner from. Now, don't trust, verify. Wait for me to get the miner, okay? Let me hold it up to the camera to make sure that I have it in my hands, that the miner exists, right? Don't trust, verify. So because I think you know where I'm headed with this, right? So the Trezor is right here. So that I got. I'll get the ledger. So I am new to hardware wallets. I am also an idiot when it comes to Bitcoin security. My Bitcoin security isn't perfect, but it's going to be perfect. And after my Bitcoin security is perfect, I will try and explain to you guys how I did all that, so you can do it too. Okay. Now, I don't trust anything. I don't trust anyone. I've been screwed by so many people in the crypto space by now. This is why I'm independent and I take no money from companies anymore. Okay, unless it's for consulting work anonymously. You know, I don't promote the companies. I don't want the companies promoting my name. So now that they want to, after those pictures hit the web this weekend. So I am actually going to go to the Trezor website and I'm going to make sure that they have a way for me to test that this Trezor couldn't have been messed with a man-in-the-middle attack, because this Trezor didn't actually come from the Trezor manufacturer, right? It came from Crypto HW Wallet, which I personally do trust, and I know Adam always has a affiliate with them. I've already actually asked the Ledger CEO, hey, so if I buy a ledger from a third party, is there a way for me to test that it's fully legit and no one knows what my private key is once I generate it with some kind of man-in-the-middle attack onto the hardware? And he said, yeah, on our website we have ways for you to make sure that it hasn't been tampered with. Now, this is one of the reasons why I was always scared to just buy these things from third parties, because I'm paranoid. My Bitcoin security is good the way it was, but because of the hard fork, I know I need to have better security. But I will be looking at the Trezor website, not only how to deal with your private keys, but also how do I know for a fact this is an actual Trezor, right? So I'm assuming they explained this. I haven't gotten there yet. It's still in the box. I haven't opened it yet. This is on my this week's to-do list. I'm expecting the miner to arrive within the week. By then, I need to get my node up and running fully. I mean, my node is running, but it's not set up yet for BIP148. I wanted to take some time, and I wanted to, if I'm going to commit to BIP148 and user-activated soft fork, I committed all the way. You guys saw the pictures this weekend. Let's hope we get it done. Now, maybe next video, I'm going to talk more about the consequences of it. because I'm already going on an hour. Let's get to your questions, guys. I'm so sorry about my extended rant. Okay. What miner did I buy? I think that one's already been answered, and I'll put the links in the description. But like I said, wait for me to hold the miner in my hands to the camera, please. Litecoin is showing strong signs of breakout to come. Do you confirm? I have also answered that question. So there you go. BTC USD double top confirmed. Well, not exactly, right? The double top of the potential bull trap after a bubble crash, double top has been confirmed. And I think that double top is going to be broken. The hourly double top is going to come at 2,700. So hopefully next week, I guess. I mean, I'm bullish Bitcoin right now, guys. I'm sorry. I want to be scared, but the price isn't letting me be scared. I don't want to be scared, but I might be scared. But it's scary, though. It's really scary. Like every time Bitcoin drops like 50, 60 bucks, I get nervous, but then boom, goes right back up. So as long as it keeps doing that, I'm happy. Can you create a Litecoin address for donations? Oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, I don't want to pump Litecoin. You guys are killing me. Shoot. All right, I'm going to seriously think about this today. That's a good question, man. You got me. You got me. I kind of want some Litecoin, guys. You got me. It hurts, though. It hurts. You give me 24 hours. Give me 24 hours. Damn. Got me with that question. All right, next. Earlier in the video, you said, where is the money coming from? Since all markets and real estate are going up, is it possible there are the effects of money printing and previous QE trickle-down effect? It's possible. It is possible. I hope you guys hear me okay, because the rain's getting serious behind me. One of the reasons why I'm not outdoors doing this. It's possible. It's also possible that it's international money coming in, because every other currency and every other government is in a shittier position than the US government. And it's also possible that it's retirees cashing out their bonds, other people cashing out their bonds, and institutional investors finally realizing that equities, they're missing out on equity gains, and they're moving some of their cash and some of their bond investments and fixed income investments into more speculative equity investments. All right, next. When will you separate traditional market analysis from Bitcoin? I really liked the episode. You talked more about the economics, fundamentals, and traditional markets. Oh, man, that's another very hard question. When I said I was going to separate traditional markets from the Bitcoin markets, I got more comments to keep them together than splitting them up. And I kind of want to split them up because I don't really care. I know everyone says hit the like button, share. I don't care. Hit the like button. Don't hit the like button. Hit the dislike button. I'm not doing this for more people. I'm getting my audience is growing faster than I can deal with it, and I'm not even trying. Okay, so I don't care about that. So one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to separate them is so that I can rename the shows, and I can rename this show specifically to Bitcoin, and I can rename the show specifically to economics and trading traditional markets. And that will bring in more people because it will make this a lot more searchable on the internet. So I know I just contradicted myself, but it makes sense in my head. All right. I want to do more economic shows. The problem is that this Bitcoin stuff has me so busy that I feel a disservice if I start talking about economics. Like when I started this show, I spent way more time on traditional markets than Bitcoin. And now, like in my life, not on video, like in my day to day, I spent more time on in keeping up with traditional markets and trading than I did Bitcoin. And now it's getting to a point where even though I have the ability to profitably trade, if I'm getting enough private clients to help them, charting, teach them charting, just spread my knowledge of economics, wealth preservation, retirement accounts, how to, deal with this stuff, how to set up brokerage accounts, how to trade in general, how to understand how traders think. Now, if I'm spending all this time with like private clients that are paying me good money, I mean, why? Why do I want the headache of trading, even if it's profitable? It's still time consuming, and and this I can do on my own time. So it's a lot of decisions need to be made. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, and I'm already way over time. So like I said, I at the moment, unless I get back to actually reading and studying and thinking, it's all about thinking, guys. Like you have to just stop and think about something. You can't just randomly say shit. I know I'm asking your questions on the fly, and I do a fairly good job, but in reality, like, you have to think about this stuff. You can't just randomly say insane stuff, which is what most people do on the internet. You can be wrong, but as long as you've thought about it, as long as you can defend what you're saying. Any view on BBRY, BlackBerry stock? Ooh, interesting. Wow, this is the first time somebody asked me you know what? Thank you for that question. I'm going to go back to screen share for a minute. Oh, my battery's down to like 40% and draining fast. So that's going to, if this whole thing dies, that means the video just ended. I'm going back to screen share for 1 minute, and I'm going to glance at that stock. Okay. Let's see here. Share screen. I'm going to go to stock charts. Do I have stock charts here? Yeah. I'm not even going to pull it up on trading. I'm just going to go here. BBRY. Whoa, what the hell? How? BlackBerry was dead. What the hell happened? Wow. Oh my God. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Well, the daily chart's useless. Somewhat, right? It has to be, right? Because we're like at 10-year highs for BlackBerry. I remember BlackBerry. I remember when everyone had a BlackBerry. I had a BlackBerry that was working Wall Street. That's all they did. Wow, this is borderline impressive here. So let's do price labels. Let's volume is fine. Let's put this to the bottom, and moving averages are fine. I'm missing something here. And let's do annotate. Well, here's your BlackBerry, right? So if I do yellow, trend line, it's in a range. What's going on here? Well, it's terrible color. Better. And again, it's in a range right here. It already tested the bottom. Once the sucker closes on a daily basis above 11.15, it's probably a buy. You ride the wave. Boom, big volume spike. Boom, confirmation volume spike. And boom, third volume spike. All these people are getting in. None of them have gotten out yet. They're probably waiting for higher gains. Okay, BlackBerry on a daily is looking good. I'm going to take a very quick peek at the weekly. Oh, I was wrong. BlackBerry was that high not too long ago. I thought it was really dead. Let's look at 3 years back. Looking good. A little bit overbought here and here. I didn't even look at these things on the daily, but it can use a pullback. It would be nice to have a pullback all the way to 840, but after a run-up like this, with this kind of volume, I don't see that happening. I got to check the news. I got to check what BlackBerry is doing. I thought they were going to be filing bankruptcy. Oh yeah, there it is. In 2013, it went all the way up, and then boom, it crashed all the way down. So it does have a tendency to go back down, but it's also above these highs. To be honest with you guys, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. I would consider the opportunity missed because it has gone up that far and it has fallen way back after. Let me go to one last note on fill the chart on the daily. Look, the time to buy was right here at $9, right? So no one saw this coming. No one saw this pop coming right here. I'm assuming it was earnings related. And then it pulled back slowly. And then once it came back, once it closed above 920, BlackBerry was a buy. This is when you buy. You had, if you were paying attention to BlackBerry, again, then that I would have recommended a buy. Right now on a daily chart, there may be a buy to 12 or 13, but now it's getting a little overextended. It's been up here for way too long. Now it's becoming a much riskier time to buy. Another great time to buy is right here at 950 after it had, it's in a way, this is an ascending triangle right here. Maybe I'll draw it, right? So that was, again, all of this is hindsight. Make this, green. So anyway, I'm doing a terrible job. I'm drawing lines, that's why. I wanted to draw a triangle. But anyway, you get the point. Like this triangle here, if you saw this triangle, so if you didn't buy right here at 920, another good chance to buy would have been like 950 once it was breaking out to the top of this ascending triangle. But at this point, maybe if it's breaking above 1150, there is a chance to pick it up, but I would keep it on a short leash. The weekly chart is getting overextended. If it had been down here for like years and years and years, then maybe this means they've revitalized their company or they've cut a lot of that weight, but I don't know. By the way, now that I'm doing screen share again, you see all these computers on the side? I've been shopping, but oh man, I'll talk about that later. What I want doesn't exist. Let's put it that way. Maybe I'll talk about it that next video. All right, stopping screen share. And let's get back to I'm assuming I'm back on video. Let's get back to your questions here. I support the user activated soft fork via comment. Okay. Is my node's displayed name? I'd like to actually enforce BIP148 on 8.1, but that requires running unofficial software. What do you mean unofficial? I don't understand that question yet, probably because I haven't set up my node. I don't know what you mean by unofficial software. You would set up a full node, and you would mandate that node to only accept segregated witness blocks, like BIP148 blocks, okay? Then you would buy a miner. If you want to buy a miner, I'm not recommending people buy a miner, by the way. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And you would set that miner, and you would mine only segregated witness blocks. Also, I'm not planning to turn this miner on before like end of July, because I know it's one miner and it does nothing, but it's out of principle. Out of principle, I have no interest in increasing the overall hash rate of the Bitcoin ecosystem until after August 1st, because the higher the overall hash rate of Bitcoin leading into August 1st, the harder it will be to find the first segregated witness block, okay? So it's possible that if only 10 to 15% of the mining network starts mining segregated witness, it's going to take 2 weeks to find the first damn block. And guess what 2 weeks after August 1st is? My August 14th date, right? So if the stars and the moon and the sun and all the constellations align, Bitcoin will be at a standstill for 2 weeks, and me and my one miner doing solo mining, because I'm probably gonna look. I'm mining for political reasons. I'm not mining for a profit. I may not even join a pool. I may just mine solo myself, hoping that my one miner is gonna mine a segregated witness compatible block, and hopefully that will be the first block, and hopefully it will come on August 14th. That's what happens if all of the moon and the stars align to the August 14th date I predicted 3 years ago of being critical. But August 1st is clearly more critical, so I was wrong. I was wrong by a couple of weeks. Yeah, so I'm not sure how to answer your question yet. I'm not qualified to, assuming I even understood the question. And I've also been speaking nonstop for 1 hour and 15 minutes, so I'm getting a little tired. All right, I got like 40 more questions. Holy shit. All right, I'm going to try and get through them quick. Also got to look at the camera more, but also have to read questions. So let's see how this works out. Maybe I'll do this. Considering that 99.99% of these altcoins are in a bubble, how long do you think it will take for them to bust? Nobody knows. Sorry, I don't know. Nobody knows. I don't know. How we just started, I don't know. I think we're ending, but other people are telling me we're just starting, and those people were kind of around for the dot-com bubble, so I have to respect their opinion. So when they say this is 1993 and not December 1999, I kind of have to, take their opinion seriously. I think it's like 98, 99, and everything in crypto moves 3 to 5 times faster. So if this is 1995, then probably within a year it'll be 1999. Okay, as far as the euphoria. You seen the tweet in regards to Wayne 1 about you being a Bitcoin maximalist? Yes, I have. If you did, what your thoughts? I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Wayne 1's company. I mean, Wayne's seems like a decent guy. I don't have a problem with Wayne. I mean, I don't really care for the Bitcoin blockchain to be the global notary service. And every time I call his company a notary service, he gets mad at me. I don't know why. Maybe because he needs to explain what his company does to me a little bit better. Because every time he does, I either don't get it or I don't find it important. And maybe he gets upset that that's what I think, but that's what I think. So I'm happy he didn't tokenize. I'm happy he took outside money, but that's fine. He used VC funding. I'm happy that he doesn't really like Factom, because I don't either, mostly because they tokenized. Yeah, so that's fine. I mean, I don't care if people call me a Bitcoin maximalist. I just wish he took that picture a little bit later, because I readjusted my hat and my bandana. Oh, here's the hat. Forgot my hat. Boom. Oh, that doesn't really work. Thank you for the hat, man. Right there. Thanks for the hat. Here's the hat. Would have been cool if you took the picture later, because I readjusted the hat and I readjusted the Bitcoin bandana on top of like the axe and the... Anyway, so it would have been a cooler picture if he had waited and... oh, wrong way. Would have been a cooler picture if he had waited and took a screenshot like 30 minutes later. That's my only complaint, honestly. But other than that, I don't care. Guys, I'm a public person. If I took this shit seriously, it would be ridiculous. Okay? Absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know where to hang it up. I don't have anywhere to hang it up. But you saw it right there. Boom. Next question. Can you explain for my friend Jim? Okay, Jim. Can you explain for my friend Jim when the next good time to invest might be? Bottom of the next cup and handle. Look, it's hard to time Bitcoin, and it's almost impossible to time Bitcoin. The best time, the time you decide to buy your first Bitcoin will always be the most inconvenient, stupidest time you ever bought it. man. Excuse me, guys. Will always be the stupidest time you ever bought it. But if you wait long enough, it'll pay off. Only like 2 of my friends even considered buying Bitcoin. And one of them bought at the very top of 2013. I don't even know how the hell he managed to do it. Literally bought over $1,000 per coin at like late November 2014. Sorry, 13. Like, how the hell did you manage to do that? And I told him, look, you wait. You just wait, and then you're going to sell it higher, right? And then he waited. Thank God. He listened. It's hard for me to advise when, right? I mean, we could correct. I mean, we've gone way out of control. Will you be doing more time predictions as they seem to come out? Yes, I've been meaning to update that article in order to, also fact check myself on the August 14th date. So when I redo that article, hopefully in a week or 2, I will also project further out with some additional dates I'm going to be watching. Will you be, okay, I read that already. What happens if the miners accept SegWit ETF approved and a small government adopts all the same week? It's too many hypotheticals for me. I'm focused on one thing: spreading the word to do user-activated soft fork. Is that smart? I don't know, but I am not changing my mind on this unless someone proves to me that it's technologically unsafe. Proves to me that it's technologically unsafe. Okay? And it better come from a damn good, respected developer. Okay? I'm 60. Okay, next question. Yeah, so I'm not gonna, like, the ETF, like, we have an ETF, GBTC, and it's borderline dumb, but I don't have time to get into why. Maybe next video. I'm 60 years old and not very tech savvy. Will BIP148 coming is my paper wallet sufficient to store Bitcoin, or do I need to hire your consulting service to help me? Your paper wallet is sufficient to protect your Bitcoin, okay? If you have a paper wallet, you can hold on to your Bitcoin in paper and just wait and write it out. That paper wallet is perfectly fine for security, as long as you are in control of the private key of that paper wallet. Why does a guy who's on Shark Tank, meaning Winnie Lingham, need to run an ICO? I don't know. You'll have to ask him. I don't want to speculate. I also don't. I mean, I really don't want to speculate. I mean, I can answer it the way. I mean, the other question is, why does Brock Pierce need an ICO? Brock Pierce is doing an ICO to test out the new technology and to, be a bit of a revolutionary in his own niche. Vinny may be doing it for the same reason. Brock Pierce didn't do it for the money. He did it because he could and because he wanted to. Because he was going to get the same money in his fund from qualified investors as he did from the unqualified investors. And he didn't put up his whole fund, just a portion of it, right? And he could have gotten that money in, traditional ways. Vinnie Lingham may think that he can get more money this way, or it may not be about the money. It may just be about being the first to have an ICO on Rootstock, on Bitcoin, being revolutionary. So that could be it, because you're right. He probably doesn't need the money. So if that is the case, then it's, he wants to be the first. He wants to be the first who succeeds in an ICO on top of Bitcoin and not on top of the unstable, scammy Ethereum platform. So there you go. Which is why Vinny's ICO gets less criticism from me personally than other ICOs. Tone, why don't you use an ad blocker like uBlock on your Chrome browser? I do. Didn't you? Oh, where did it go? Oh, my good point. I do use it. I just turned it off yesterday for some stupid reason because I was doing something. How do I turn it back on? It's paused. It's on pause. How do I unpause it? Thank you. I literally turned it off yesterday. How the hell do I unpause it? Oh, there you go. I have to right click. Options? Anyway, I'm not going to waste time now. I'm going to unpause my ad blocker after I get off this video. Yes, I do use it, but it's a pain in the ass because every time someone sends me an article, Tone, you have to read this article. I'm not going to read the article. If I read every article you people send me, I'll never even have time to shoot a video, okay? But I at least click on the article. And 80% of the articles I click on, I can't even see the damn title of the article because I get this message. Because of your ad blocker, you cannot go to the site. And I'm like, it's so freaking annoying. Yeah, so I use it. I turned it off yesterday. I was doing something stupid, probably added like 8 viruses to my computer. But that's okay because I don't store any Bitcoin on this Windows machine, okay? So I don't care how many viruses it has. Okay, next. Jesus, questions keep coming. Is it possible that there are delays with BIP148 outcomes? This way, August 15th could be the make or break. Yeah, just like I said, it's very possible that there is very little mining that's going to be in support of BIP148, and it's possible that it can take as long as 2 weeks to find the first block. Absolutely possible. There could be other issues as well, right? So yeah, anything's possible, guys. It's too early to tell. It's too early to speculate what's going to happen August 1st. It's too early to speculate on the price. It's too early to speculate on mining. Like, I'm getting so frustrated with tweets. Like some of these tweets. Oh, I'm not sharing screen anymore. Some of these tweets are ridiculous. People are tweeting at me, Tone, there's no mining support for BIP148. And I'm like, of course there isn't. People are still absorbing the damn information. You need time. You have plenty of time. My node isn't ready. My miner isn't even here yet. Okay? Plenty of time. But guess what it's doing? It's making people are going to start mining. If I'm going to start mining, other people like me are going to start mining. And once I turn this miner on, I'm going to have this miner on for like a year or two until it becomes totally useless. And then I'll pick up another miner. I will just pick up one miner. I'm not going to start a mining farm. I'm not going to make a job out of it. I'm going to make an investment, and I'm just going to add it to the list of, you know, my monthly bills. So my electricity bill will go up by, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks a month. Fine. The cost of the miner, 700 bucks, spread over a year. Not a big deal, you know, $7 a month, whatever, right? In reality, not a big deal. You know, I can afford it, not the end of the world, okay? But I know what I'm doing, supporting the network. Probably should have been doing that all along. Time to stop being cheap. All right, next. Let's take a deeper look at the possibility of VCs, Grayscale bringing more money to Ethereum Classic. Guys, I don't care about Ethereum Classic, especially now. Like, let's get through this. Let's get SegWit, okay? Let's get SegWit. Let's scale Bitcoin. Let's make sure there's only one Bitcoin. Then I'll start using my brain power to think about the Ethereum Classic ETF. I couldn't care less right now. Tone, Bitcoin price in 2020, over under 10K. You know what? You have to ask me this in September. It's very hard for me to speculate. Ask me in September, and it's possible the answer would be obvious by this December. I have to think over. If I didn't think Bitcoin would be over $10,000 by the 2020 halving, I would not be spending my life right now doing Bitcoin stuff, okay? I have full expectations that it's going to be over. Otherwise, what the hell am I doing with my life, Okay, next. Man. All right, where was I? Oh, dude, how many? Oh my God, Rich, this is insane. All right, next. If we do not increase block size, what is your opinion on how we ensure the option of sending Bitcoin for 1 Satoshi in 100 years? Guys, this is way too theoretical and way down the line. Way down the line. Can we just like stick to questions that involve this year? Just let's just get through this, okay? I have no idea. I don't know. Nobody does. Okay. It's gonna scale. I mean, 100 years. My God, I'll be happy if Bitcoin's alive in 10 years. All right. Let's stick to reality. Not when we're potentially on Mars. Okay. That I'm gonna skip this question. It's a good question in general. We can break this question to like, how do you ensure that you can send someone $2 next year if we don't scale? That's a better question. I may even need to think about it a little more. Get back to me with that question later on. Next. All right, now come on, guys. I can't. You got to stop putting me on the spot, and you gotta let Vinny Lingham go. You gotta let it go. Let it go, guys. I'll read the question. I'm not going to answer it. How many tears has Vinny, not going to read the next word, shed since selling his Bitcoin at 1250? Guys, why? First of all, you can't ask me that. Second of all, I don't know. You gotta let it go. Vinny was holding too much Bitcoin, and he sold some, and he held the rest. That's it. That's it. The only mistake Vinny did was tell you what he was doing, and the only difference between me and Vinny is that his probability of a hard fork was way higher than mine. And you know what? Vinny might be right. We might be heading for a hard fork. I'm down to 17% on my laptop, so I'm not going to get to all of these questions. Once my battery dies, because I'm too lazy to go get a plug and plug this thing in, and I have other shit to do. Okay, so I'll take a few more questions. I have a list of like 15 more questions. I might do a video tomorrow. I might just do a Q&A tomorrow. You know what? Maybe I'll just do a Q&A tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be back in New York. Maybe I'll do a Q&A. All right, next. How many clients have you got from this channel in the past month? I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. Not as many as you think, but I'm happy I got some. And don't believe anything I say. There you go. I don't get as many as you think. And also, yeah, I will choose not to answer that. You know, no consultant should. I probably talk about it too much. Maybe I'll stop. Next. Why does user-activated soft fork not just mine SegWit blocks while still accepting old blocks? It doesn't really work that way. It doesn't really work that way, guys. And for more details, please read the articles I pointed to and are in my description. Can you explain why you look at logarithmic scale instead of linear ones on your price analysis? Because Bitcoin moves too fast, and if I put it on a linear scale, the chart becomes very hard to read. It's really the only reason to do it is for readability purposes, and also because everybody else does it. A lot of times technical analysis works because everybody else does it that way, and it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if everybody else is using logarithmic charts, I have to use logarithmic charts. I have no advantage of using non-logarithmic charts if everyone else is. Okay, where am I here? I have to scroll back up here. Where was I? Ad blocker, August 15th. We see. Okay. I gotta start highlighting my own questions. All right. Oh, am I actually down to just 3 questions? Okay, I'm gonna try and get through these 3 really, really quick. But if I don't answer it in full, please ask again next time. Do you believe that the Chinese banking systems are going to have a major crash due to the new regulations regarding new bundled loan-backed assets and the need to deleverage? I'm not familiar with what the Chinese banking system is doing. I have not had time to read the Chinese economic side of things. I only know what the European banks are doing. And I also believe the Chinese are pretty smart and they are not stupid enough to buy European debt. But I have not read anything about the current Chinese banking situation. Okay, next. What is your opinion about When Patterson's prediction that by 2027 Bitcoin will be 100,000? I have no idea who that guy is, and any predictions into 2027 of 100,000 are baseless, irrelevant, and silly. I would love. He doesn't know. I don't know. It's all guessing. They're guessing. They're absolutely guessing. I'll go out as far as a year on a specific price and time. That's it. I'm not going to go further than a year on a price and time. I occasionally guess what happens on 2020, but honestly, I'm not even going to be doing that until this whole user-activated soft fork is resolved. All right, last question. Do you think that Bitcoin Core developers will pick a side before August 1st? Excellent question. And there is a follow-up. Will they announce as a group that they support BIP148 since the cards are dealt and it is time to pick a side? Excellent, excellent question. I don't have time to get into it. I also don't want to put our smart core developers on the spot today. Give me a week. We will talk about this. This is a huge topic, very important. You can take a guess at what I think will happen, but I don't want to put them on the spot yet. I think I've put all of the top Bitcoin people on the spot with my user-activated soft fork supporting picture from the woods. And let me not put other people further on the spot today. We will get back to this question. I may even hold on to it. Maybe Rich will hold on to it and remind me. Thank you once again, Rich, for helping me out. This is Tone Vase. I'm going to sign off. These things are just getting longer and longer. But hey, if your questions keep coming, I still have 350 viewers. Hey, thank you guys for the support. Thank you to a few of you that are donating. I have a serious thing to think about, whether I want to accept Litecoin donations, because I don't have any Litecoin. And I'll think about it. And I really don't want to. I'm really committed to Bitcoin here. We'll see. I'm going to get so much backlash if I do that. I got to be ready to deal with it. And of course I will. Thank you very much to those that have been reaching out for private consultations on trading, on learning, trading, on picking my brain on some of these topics. Of course, you can email me. My email is in the description of the video. I'm still charging 0.1 Bitcoin per hour. I think it's fairly reasonable. I try to make time very quickly. And I will get the crypto scam part 2 Ethereum, I promise. I'm debating if I want to blow up the spot of my guest. One of the reasons why it hasn't been shot yet is because my guest isn't getting back to me real quick. You know who you are. You probably don't watch this, but I will be harassing you more. And if by next video you don't get back to me, you're going to have 300 people harassing you to do this video with me. So get ready. All right. That's coming soon. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy. Good luck trading. Hey, I'm supporting. I'm all the way. Read about it, understand it, and make up your own mind. All right. Talk to all of you later, guys.